Okay, we are going to do domain and range of these word problem graphs. So, this question, the cost of a pizza increases by $1.25 for each topping that is added. A basic pizza is priced at $5. Eric is ordering pizza for his math class. So far the line starts here and goes forever and ever and ever. But now there are limitations put on this. His math class, they agree to choose at least 2 toppings. So they're not getting 1 topping, they're not getting 0 toppings, they are getting at least 2 toppings. And they're going to choose up to 8 toppings, so they're not going to get any more than 8 toppings. So their domain is between 2 and 8. So really, only this line exists for the parabola. For the line. That part of the line exists. So the domain is, now it can be argued that you can get 2.5 toppings because you want mushrooms on only half the pizza, but you're not going to get 2 3/4, 2 and 2.57, so it's really not a real number. So actually you're going to write domain is the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's not a real number, it's those whole numbers. Now the range, we knew our equation was y equals $1.25 increase for every topping plus the original $5 you pay. So when the number of toppings is 2, how much is that pizza going to cost? So y equals $1.25 times 2 toppings plus 5. That would be $2.50 plus 5. So y is $7. So the y is going to go from 7 up to here, which is going to be what? Let's erase this. Now, when x is 8, oops, that was 8 here. When x is 8, what is y going to be? So, 1.25 times 8 plus 5. 1.25 times 8 is $10 plus the original 5. That's an expensive pizza. Well, not really. 15. So our range is going to go from 7 to 15, and our domain is going to go from 2 to 8. And you can't really say the range is real numbers either, because depending on what x is, not every single number between 7 and 15 exists. So range, where can I fit this in here? I'm going to erase domain since we already did it. Range equals, you could actually calculate them all, because it would be calculated for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not whole numbers. Yeah, I guess it would be like real numbers, because those decimals and fractions are real numbers. X is an element of the real numbers. No, y. Range is y. Y is an element of the real numbers such that y is between and equal to $7 and $15. Okay. What's this one? Oh, this one you're going to do. Okay, a car is purchased for $12,575. Its value decreases by $1,200 each year. Anna's car is anywhere between 7 and 11 years old. So 7 and 11, this is where our line really exists. So your domain's between 7 and 11. Our equation was y equals negative 1,200 x plus 12,575, because you have the 12,575 and then it decreases $1,200 for every year. So when x is 7, 1200 times 7, and I'll make it negative 8400 plus 12575. $4175. So your range goes from 4175 to when x is 11, $1,200 times 11, negative 13,200 plus 12,575. Negative 625. So her car is actually worth a negative amount of money. I guess she'll have to pay $625 to have it towed to the scrapyard. So this line actually does go below y equals 0. So 11 is actually over here somewhere, I guess. So this number is negative 625. Now someone could say it stops at 0, and then you'd have to figure out what your x-intercept is. How do you figure out where your x-intercept is? You set y equal to 0. So x-intercept, y is 0. So we got to bring our 12,575 to that side. 1200x. Divide both sides by negative 1200. Hear my family yelling. And x equals negative 12,575 divided by 1200. 10.48. 10.48, and that looks like an 11. And it's not a negative, because negative divided by negative, that becomes negative when it goes to the other side. So after 10.48 years, this is where the value of the car reaches 0. That could be another question you're asked also. So you could make your domain go between, anywhere between 7 and 11. Okay, so your domain, I'd say it goes between 7 and 11. Would I mark it wrong if you said between 7 and 10.48? I would have to mark it right. So if you can argue your answer and it's valid, you'll get the mark. So domain and range. Clean this up. Domain equals, what's that? X is a number of years. Now you can have you can have 7.1 years, 7.12 years, 7.13 years. Those all exist. So x is an element of the real numbers such that x is between and equal to 7 and 11. Range, y is an element of the real numbers, because if x is an element of the real numbers and y is dependent on x, then y can be an element of the real numbers. Oops, this is an x. Getting tired. Such that y is between negative 625 and positive 12,575. Okay. And you can do these ones. So finish off that whole page for homework. I'll post the answers on the website, which I've shown you how to get to. And I've got some further parabola questions for your homework also, which you can print off the website, but I'll also give it to you in class. The end.